Here with cornerback Nyzier Fourqurean. Just look at me.
Yeah.
So, by a week you get a little deep breath. You kind of get to look back on the season. How would you assess your personal game for the first 3 weeks?
I think I did very well the first 3 weeks. I didn't get many targets. I don't think too many of us got too many targets in the back end, maybe 1 a game, 2 a game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I did everything that was asked of me in the run game. I think I covered very well. Just looking to keep improving.
Yeah. Now, you kind of also, how would you guys assess the defensive performance as a whole through 3 weeks? Like, it's tough because it's early on, but...
Yeah, obviously the Bama game kind of slipped up, but I think we did very well in some aspects of the game. I think we have to definitely get our hands on more balls, more turnovers to just change the momentum of the game. Turnovers usually correlate to winning, so I think that's where we lack the most, just trying to force more fumbles and get more interceptions as well.
How does a tough loss like that kind of change a bye week? Like, how does it change the temperature of the room during the bye week?
I don't think we think too much into it. We're just trying to improve on that game and improve on the season. But I think we definitely did up the intensity a little bit in the back end, just realizing like they got a couple things that they shouldn't have got on us in the passing game, especially just from a corner aspect. They got a couple things that we didn't want them to get, so just trying to hone in on our technique more and trust our leverage and things like that.
We're talking to Coach Tressel yesterday, and he was talking about aggression, and like the big emphasis of the bye week was turning it loose.
Yeah.
Now people hear that and they'll think about like blitzing, or they'll think about edge rushers. But what does that mean for the cornerbacks?
I think it's more so just playing fast. I think that's one thing that we harp in the defense as a Badger brand, we call it. Just playing fast and playing loose at the end of the day. Just not thinking too much, just going out there and making plays.
Mm-hmm. Now, the first 2 games were against offenses that were pretty conservative, a little bit slower, a little bit more run heavy, and Alabama, pretty explosive offense. Playing another offense, they can be methodical, but they can also be explosive when they want to be. Like, how do you guys make sure that this doesn't turn into another track meet?
At the end of the day, I think it's a lot on discipline and a lot on technique and just doing our own thing, just making sure that we know everything that we're doing, like discipline-wise, eyes, so that they can't get any freebies, and just honing in on what the offense is doing at the end of the day.
Lincoln Riley, he's one of the more respected coaches in the country, I'd say, at least in terms of offense. What makes his offenses so special? What makes him so special?
I think the playmakers and the way that they use their playmakers, getting the ball, for instance, this game, like Zachariah Branch, number 1, we know that they're going to try and get the ball into his hands a lot of the times, maybe on reverses, screens, things like that. Just getting their playmakers into open space and getting those matchups one-on-one to try and let their playmakers just pretty much exploit the defense.
Now, most of Lincoln Riley's offenses have like a Heisman quarterback. That's kind of like what he's known for. Miller Moss, he doesn't have as much, that pure talent, but their offense is still clearly very, How would you describe their style, or kind of what do they try to do on offense?
Yeah, like you said before, I think very explosive. I think they're trying just kind of lull you to sleep and trying, like I said before, try and get you undisciplined, maybe like cracking goals, fake blocking goals, just a lot of shots downfield, and like I said before, get the ball to their playmakers in space.
Mm-hmm. Now, also said that Miller Moss, he doesn't have as much pure talent as guys like Kyler Murray, or like other guys that he's coached, but he's performed very well through 3 games. What's special about him?
I think he's a very good quarterback at being able to get his players shots. I think a lot of one-on-one matchups, they have a couple of tall guys on the outside that they like to just, if they see a one-on-one matchup in man, they might just throw it. I think the LSU game, they got a couple of those. And I think he's a very accurate quarterback as well. He's just a good quarterback at the end of the day, a well-rounded player.
You brought up Zachariah Branch earlier. What makes him so dangerous?
Very twitchy, very quick. As you can see in the return game, punt returns, kick returns, he's very good with the ball in his hands. I think a couple of plays against Michigan, just under routes, he can take any small play and make it a big one at the end of the day.
You guys don't play receivers like that every week who are that explosive and that what do you do against them? Do you get more physical? Do you get more you just try to get be more disciplined, or what?
Yeah, I think you have to be disciplined, but I think you actually have to bring the aggression, like you said. I think getting hands on guys like that. And the thing that we've harped on a lot this week is leverage throughout the back end, so that the little plays can turn into big ones.
Mm-hmm. Now, after a tough loss like that against Alabama, you probably want bye week. You guys get a chance to start fresh, new quarterback. If you have one goal for this game against USC, what's your goal?
I'll probably say, like I said before, turnovers. Because at the end of the day, I don't think we have maybe two turnovers.
Two.
So I think that we just have to put more focus on punching the ball out and making plays on the ball.
Thank you, Nyzier.